Hey KSI, it's KSI Imperium 7 coming back at you with the weekly update. We're back again. Um, I'm glad to see you guys all back. I hope everyone who came here recruited another member to come see the show tonight. And if not, you still got 45 minutes to bring someone else in here. So go recruit you another person to come watch this show. Tonight we got a fun show for you. I mean, it's going to be a little bit more of a serious show, but it should be good thing to talk about. We have a couple female leaders here. We're going to have a few more joining us as the show goes on, and we're going to talk about just a little bit of inequality, stuff that female gamers have to put up with as they play the game, things they've dealt with in this community or other communities that they've had to go through. It's an inescapable fact of some of the misogyny and sexism that female gamers have to put up with. It's a very male-dominated world, gaming community, stuff like that. So we want to kind of talk about that and kind of allow you guys to hear some of the stories of some of KSI's best and brightest of what they've had to put up with. Um, Now, think about things you want to say, think about questions you might want to pose to them, and we're going to go and move on to news and announcements. Um, Earlier this past week, we sent out our first newsletter in a long, long time. If you did not get the newsletter in your email, it might be in your spam or junk folder. If it's not in there, we threw it up on the forums under site news and on the KSI news site. Uh, we're going to continue to publicize and send out those newsletters to keep you guys in the loop, let you guys know what's going on. Uh, we want to hear feedback on that, what you guys like about it, what you want to add to it. Talk to me, and we're going to try to incorporate what you guys want into those things. Um, Along with that, we have AAP. Uh, is it April of the month? I want to say it's April of the month. It is. Yes. So we got AAP's April of the Month nominations. They close May 5th. So if you want to nominate people for of the month awards, give some shout outs to people who've done a great job over the last month. You got till May 5th to go onto the forums to the AAP section and put in those nominations. Along that same line too, I want to give a shout out from what we've been doing. We have a donation drive going, and as you guys know, nice things in this world cost things, cost money, and we've really been putting a huge emphasis on improving the whole KSI experience across the board, server upgrades, website upgrades, providing we want to get prizes for Spirit Week. We want to plan these things out for you guys. Um, of course, no one has to donate anything they don't want to. We don't need limbs or firstborn children. Flyers, I can hear myself. I don't like that. Um, um, so the current drive we got going on, we're gonna have awards coming out in the next couple of weeks or months coming out, so you can see that stuff. Anybody who donates $100 to KSI will get their own custom group with their own little sprite image. So if you're on the forums and you think that some of the cool little actiony figures on some of the groups, like on Lucy's and uh, now Pliers and all that stuff. Uh, you donate $100, you can have your own little image on there, so that'll be really cool. Remember, if you donate anything to KSI, you automatically get the neon pink I love KSI or I heart KSI member group. So donate, show off your pride, and help make this community better. We can do so much more, so many more awesome things with just a little bit of money. I know I'm going to try to donate here in the not too distant future. We got other people that are going to be putting in some. So let's continue to improve KSI across the board. Um, We also, this past week, just to wrap up the news and announcements, we had a poll on the news site asking you guys what you guys wanted tomorrow's Weekend Warfare Throwback Tournament to be. And by a landslide, it was Black Ops 2. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m., We have a 2v2 Black Ops 2 tournament on Xbox 360, of course. So um, get your partner together, go on the forums right now, tonight, tomorrow early, tomorrow in the afternoon, sometime between like 7 before 7, and apply, get your name in there, and participate in tomorrow night's 2v2 Black Ops 2 tournament. It should be a great time. Now, with all the news and announcements out of the way, we're going to move on to our discussion. I hope you guys, okay, I hope that you guys get something out of this. Um, Let us know what you think. Post in comments, post in your thoughts, post in questions. Um, Participate in this and spread the word why this is going on. We still, like I said, we got 40 more minutes of this. We have plenty of time to get people in here and to participate. So of course we got Rags in here. He's just going to be observing. You know him. He's on the board. We got KSI Ash 7. She's a co-div leader, I think. Still co-div.
No,
Um,
I'm div now.
she's a div leader. I don't know shit. We got KSI Jessie 7. She's on forum staff. She's a moderator. We got Pliers continuing to stream this and do all the awesome stuff. I want to give a shout out to him for assembling this awesome panel that we have for you this week. He did all the work and everyone together for it, and I'm very grateful for it. We got KSI Reigns, who just joined. She is a moderator now, and she is the head of the courts, head of KSI courts. And then we got Slipknot. And Slipknot, are you a co-fo in WI?
Yeah, I'm a co-founder.
Okay, she's a co-founder in WI, and we might have another person or two join in as we go on tonight. But the whole point of tonight is talking about, you know, we have these awesome women in KSI that do so much for this community, put so much effort into what they do, and we need to talk about, you know, the things that they have to deal with. I mean, I've always thought that coming up in KSI, I always thought that being a woman would be so much more difficult just because of the way people treat each other online, the way the hierarchy seems to work, just in gaming in general. It's just so male dominated. The things they have to hear and put up with and deal with, the standard they have to hold themselves to. And these really are great examples for anyone at KSI who's moving their way up and wants to see what it takes to make a name here in KSI and persevere through a lot of the minefields. So, you know, I'll open up the floor to those who are in here, and we're going to open it up. And I just want to hear if you guys got any stories or any thoughts about some of anything that you've dealt with in your gaming career. Don't worry about KSI right now. Just when you game, you know, what sort of things do you have to deal with that you wish people really got to know that you have to deal with? I'm gonna let Ash go first, because Ash got stories for days.
Wait, the question is about gaming, right?
Yeah, the things you got to deal with when you go out and play the games.
When I go out and play the games, let me tell you, even before I was in KSI, you know, they immediately hear your voice, they know you're a female, the derogatory comments you get, I constantly told that I'm probably, you know, 600-pound female that's, you know, ugly. They're, you know, asking for my number, asking for like pictures of things, and just it's terrible. You can't even have a nice conversation with the people because they're just sitting there either calling you fat or ugly, or they're harassing you for pictures or anything nonsensical. So sometimes, you know, it's not even fun to, you know, go talk to people online that are randoms because they're just rude. I really rarely find a game where people are nice to me and like just want to have a conversation. It's usually just I get picked on.
You also have that common one. Are you a little boy? That happens all the time.
Oh my god, yes.
All the time.
All the freaking time. That's a major thing.
Jesse, you don't sound like a little boy at all.
No, I got that. Like, one of the first times when I got trained, I don't remember who it was, but like a leader came in and they questioned the person who was training me. They were like, seriously? This person is underage. I was like, no, I'm like 18, I'm legit. And they were just not having it, and I had to prove my identity. It was funny.
What about like some of the derogatory comments you guys hear? Does the just this dumb stuff like go back to the kitchen, make me a sandwich. Does that stuff ever get to you, or
That's
yeah,
rude,
I mean,
Izzy.
is it just kind of, or
I
is it
just
Oh,
just
I
I get
get
a
kind of
tell
go in
laugh
one
I
out
ear and
of
get
out the
it.
told to
other?
make sandwiches all the time. I just tell them to go make me some sandwiches. I just go back at well, I don't anymore, but before KSI, I used to just go right back at them. But clearly now I ignore it. But yeah, the kitchen sandwich comments come out a lot. It's great. It's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. Like most of the time before, I would always like retaliate or like have something to say, but now I kind of just at a point where I'm kind of unfazed or I just don't like give it any attention anymore. I don't know if I've like matured or whatever, but I just kind of just ignore it most of the time. But you do sometimes get the random odd moment where you're like, really, really, dude, and you just have to kind of give them your piece.
I got asked one time, where I came from, like up with my name, and they're like, "Were you in Boy Scouts? Is that's why it's Slipknot?" I'm like, "Yep, I was in Boy Scouts."
Well,
Why not?
beyond that, you know that women can't like rock music, right? Because that's just the way people treat things. That's the way people
Yeah,
act.
that too.
Yeah, so when you joined KSI, was joining KSI maybe sort of what you thought would be almost, we emphasize, equality and having a safe and comfortable gaming environment. You guys think joining a community would be kind of a refuge from a lot of that pedantic, immature crap? Reigns, why don't you answer that one? I know
Um,
you joined with your hubby, right?
I well, I actually joined I think like a week or a couple days to a week after he did because I was a little unsure because I was really new at gaming and I wasn't all that good. So I just kind of hung out with everybody and then eventually I ended up joining because everyone was really cool, really respectful. So I was like, I can give this a try. So that's what I did. I
What
didn't
about the
have
rest
any
of
of
you?
like I I didn't
Yeah,
have
Reigns.
like any experiences like Ash and Jesse and Slipknot did because when I play online, I don't talk to anybody. I'm just quiet. So no one knew like I was a girl. Like my original gamer tag used to be Mrs. Terrors, so everybody knew, but that's why I changed my gamer tag to something completely different because I don't want, it's like surprise.
Yeah, well, what about the rest of you, Slipknot, Jesse, and Ash? When you guys were joining KSI, or when you guys thought about joining, do you guys feel like coming into a community that there'd be less of that stuff that's gonna bother you or just be annoying?
Well, what I liked about coming to the community, I know, like, I had the COC read to me, so I knew those comments and everything I learned online were not going to happen when I was playing with these members in this community because it's against the COC. And it was just great to meet a bunch of, like, other female members on Xbox because I joined games 100% of the time it was males. I mean, that'd be that 1% chance you'd find like a female in the game, but I rarely ever ran into females.
Yeah, I definitely
Now,
enjoyed coming in.
yeah, you go.
I
You're good.
definitely enjoyed coming into a situation where I knew if something did happen and somebody was, constantly, beating down on me because I was a female, that it would be handled. I wouldn't have to worry about, know, dealing with them every day, in and out. I don't
Oh,
even know what
flyers.
just happened right now.
Yeah, I told him his TV was too loud and we could hear ourselves. Um, so coming up through the ranks in KSI, guys, did you feel like, in general it was a better atmosphere and, the I feel like the people in KSI who treat people poorly like that, I feel like we do a fairly decent job of handling them and getting them out of the way. Is that kind of what your guys' experience has been?
Definitely. I've had some issues in KSI, and when brought to appropriate people, they were handled, which I really appreciated.
I mean, do you guys have any advice, anything that you want to say to to the female leader or the future female leader who just joined yesterday? The person who's new who might be watching this show, and what advice would you give to them?
Don't think like because you're a female or whatever, like you won't be heard. I know when I was coming up through the ranks, I had some people that were higher up than me that I felt were more towards men, kind of thought they were better than the females, were promoting them, this and that. But like, just come up through the ranks because I feel like every division or squad should definitely have those higher up female ranks, because a lot of divisions or squads, I'm not really sure if they have females in there speaking a voice, but it's good to have that voice that other females can see. Oh, look, there's another female 7, a voice out there for them. So I definitely like to see that, each division has, female generals or 7s or officers or anything, just to have that voice out there, because, if it's all run by, men, not saying that you guys are bad or anything, it's just like, then I feel like sometimes females don't want to shine or step up. So don't feel like pressured to not, move up and be that female leader in your division and have other females step up and move up.
What about you, Jesse? I know you got something to say.
I actually do. Thank you. One of the things that I would say is most of the time, like I've had some people actually come to me and ask me my opinions on certain things, because they either don't want to be confrontational or they just don't want to create drama in a sense. But one of the things that I would definitely say is not to take any BS. Like if you feel strongly about something, you should have the ability to kind of stand up for what you think and stuff, and not to kind of shy away in a sense. Like I know when I started up and stuff, I'm typically quite a shy person. Like I stay silent most of the times. But yeah, and you can, if you are that kind of person, you can easily get overshadowed by other people. But just to kind of make your mark and not feel like you don't have a voice. Yeah.
Jesse, quiet? I don't believe it. What
This
about
is
you,
a
Slipknot?
um I was just gonna say, I'd say this to anybody, but just take things with a grain of salt. People are gonna say things. It's gonna happen. Just be prepared with it and don't take it to heart. There's people out there and their main objective is just to be disrespectful. It seems so. Just take it. Like not take it, but just let it go over your head. Just ignore it. That's what I've always done, and it's always seemed to work out. And if it kept persisting, then I definitely got it handled, and it has always been handled really fast, and it's been great.
Now, what do you guys think, honestly, and yeah, just what do you guys think KSI in general can do a better job and it's more than just, the um equality as far as like the sexes go, but just improving the environment in KSI. I mean, I think we already do a really good job of it, of trying to diversify, incorporate different thoughts, ideas, get everyone involved. But what do you guys think KSI in total can do to really improve and embrace equality across the board? I know it's a difficult question.
I mean, I guess just get rid of the stereotypes that like, females are not as good at, gaming than men. But sometimes people like, think like, oh, like you're really this good at Black Ops 3 or whatever, da da da, like that, and just like thinking that females can't like run a division. I mean, I'm a div leader over here, and I mean, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I haven't gotten fired yet, so that's a good sign. But like sometimes I guess people feel like, women can't do these things, but we can. And it's good to have a women voice there because you have officers or members that are women. It would be nice, I guess, if they saw a 7 there in case something uncomfortable happens. They don't want to talk to, if their division of 7s is full of men, they may not feel comfortable going to one of them with an issue. Maybe some sort of sexual harassment thing happened with them, and they don't feel comfortable going to a man. That's why I like, that I'm able to, be there. I have women in my division and men 7 in my division, so it works out. So I definitely think having a female 7 in your division is beneficial for those females that might not be comfortable going to a man. Because an issue happened, sexual harassment.
Well, have you had to deal with a situation like that?
Yeah, I have.
What did you have to deal with, Jesse? Or what did you? What
Um,
was the situation? Remember, no,
I think at the
you know.
time I was at the time I was a general, and one of my members at the time was over female, and it was something to do with one of the other members who was an officer at that time, and it was for a really long time that it was going on, but it just wasn't picked up upon because they hid it so well. So after a long time, obviously, because I don't know, maybe it was because I was a female, she kind of opened up to me and she told me what was happening, and I was like, what? Right, we need to get onto this and stuff. So definitely the idea of having female leaders kind of opens up a way for others to kind of talk to you because they might feel comfortable and stuff. And that was definitely one thing. Like I don't think that would have went noticed unless she didn't open up to me. She didn't feel comfortable, but she did. So it became recognizable, and we dealt with the situation at the time. Yeah.
And one thing I thought was interesting, and I know we've dealt with this, and now Reigns is head of courts and stuff, and we've talked about this before. Do you all feel to any degree that you have to like hold yourself to a higher standard than other people to be taken seriously, or for people to treat you the way you should be treated, or do you not feel that pressure at all?
Yes.
Uh, Expound.
Um, I've uh, it- I've always felt like I have to, really work to get my voice heard. I mean, everybody's going to be different when it comes to moving up, whether it be male or female, but moving up for me was pretty simple. But whenever I made it to a 7, that's when it started getting difficult because then you're the only 7 within a division that's full of males. And being a quiet person that I am, it was always hard for me to kind of like get my voice really heard and have people be like, actually try it, for them to listen to me. So I actually had to push harder. So I always thought it was hard for me to actually have my voice heard. So I just try to now I've just kind of gotten real stubborn and just like, hey, please listen to me. I'm gonna make you listen to me whether you want to or not. But I mean, maybe that's not the way to go, but I'm stubborn that way, so.
What about any of the rest of you? Do you feel any of that pressure to feel like you have to hold yourself, whether it's right or not? And yeah, I mean, I don't.
Mhm.
I think that
Um,
most people would say it's not right, but that's just the way you guys might feel.
I felt I didn't because when I was coming up through the ranks, I felt that someone who was higher than me was kind of more focused on like let's get the boys moving up, blah blah blah. But I felt that my 7 staff was very respectful at the time, and I felt confident that they weren't gonna let any favoritism, anything happen like that. So I have to say, like in my experience in my division coming up and through the ranks and everything, I didn't feel like I had to like prove myself better than anyone else because I was a female. I thought they, just treated everyone equally, did not look at me differently, saw the potential I had, and that's why I'm where I am right now.
So we had someone else join as we were talking. We have KSI Bubble 7. Hi, Bubbles.
Hi.
Um, I think Bubbles joined at a good time because I think one thing I know, well, I don't know you all that well, some of you in here.
You
But
know
I think
me.
in general, yeah, but I think in general, I think we have a good panel here in general because I think we're really looking. I I feel like you guys are all really, and don't take this the wrong way, but you're really strong women. I don't know how many things I've said to Ash as we joke, and Ash never complains and never, takes anything like a bad way. And I love joking around with Ash, and Jesse's the same way, and Reigns and I just talk about wrestling all day. And, you know, you all are really strong women. Is that just the way that you are in real life, or do you guys kind of off that pressure of holding yourself to a higher standard? Or is this something that you guys kind of, is this a persona you have to put on Xbox, to kind of fit in? Or is this just the way you are?
Um,
I've always been referred to like as one of the guys, I guess, because that's just how I always am. Like I always make, not really inappropriate, but maybe really immature comments quite a bit. That's probably what I'm known for, and it's just who I really am. Like I used to, even when I was in school, I got in trouble for literally just being one of the guys. I was like five guys around me, and I'm sitting there, and we're all in the office in trouble. That's been me my whole life.
Well, and I don't think, and this is why I thought about it when Bubbles joined in, is I don't think I've ever seen anybody put an asshole guy in his place like Bubbles can.
Oh my God, no, no. I learned that from Queen Jess. That, and I mean, I guess that's probably where I would say I owe a lot of my strength and knowledge and the way I've dealt with things. Like at the time, I mean, I didn't see why she was dealing with it the way she was. I'd throw my tantrums. I'd have a fit. I mean, like, ain't nothing changed. I mean, that's me. I'm me. But, I didn't get it at the time. And I guess now having to take the leadership position I'm in and deal with the people I have to deal with. Now I see why, I guess, that, it's needed. And I think I'm like that and I think I'm like that both ways. I cut loose a little more on Xbox than I do regular, real. Like, I think I cut loose more on here than anything. I mean, I don't hang around females out at home either, because there's nothing different. They're just like they're in front of your face, and it's. But the females that are coming up in now in KSI, like I mean, I like all of them. Like Ash is great, Reigns, this woman. I mean, she's gone through like a lot, and she's just really kept it pushing. Jesse, and Slipknot is freaking awesome. This girl, that's my little protege. Anything she wants to do, I'll agree. No, and that's kind of bad, but no, and it just, I mean, I guess I didn't know this is my first community ever, my first and only, and I mean, I came up in a division that where women were to be, I mean, they were really hard on that with the women being respected thing and all that, and they didn't take no crap, and when I got my division, I had to learn to stand up for myself and not let, because I get mad. I get hella mad. I just had to learn how to deal with it in the proper way, and not just look for their house and get a big lighter and stuff. Yeah. So, but, other than that, Impy, me and you, Impy was it my director? Or was it senior?
Oh,
Were you
senior,
senior
I
or were
think. I
you
don't think I was
director?
ever a
Yeah,
good director.
yeah, and I mean, him and I we went rounds. I could say I love Impy now, but we went rounds too, and that's just the way I am. If I believe in something, I'm gonna stand up for it, whether it be right or wrong. And let me tell you, I'm wrong a lot, but I'm gonna stand up for it because that's what I believe in. And I think you should just be who you are. And whether people like you or not, it does matter and it does affect you, because anybody that says it don't is a liar. Because it does. Because nobody wants nobody to like hate them and not like them. But in the same token, except for Rags, he enjoys when people hate him. um, but no, and I just think that it's important for females to really just stand their ground because, and I'm not meaning this in any disrespectful way or anything at all. Please don't take it that way. It is hard for females to come up through the ranks and keep their rank. It's easy for us to come up through the ranks as long as you're doing it the right way, mind you. You come up through the ranks, it's pretty smooth sailing. And I think I know Jesse's been there. I know Ash is there, Reigns, but when you get there, it's hard maintaining that. It's very hard. It's very hard because you get so many people because, it's from different sides and different ways and aspects, opinions, and just everything. It's hard because females are expected to do the right thing no matter what. And some females, I know I'll choose the wrong thing quick when I'm mad and know I'm doing it and just say I'll deal with it later. I tell on myself. I just let them know I did this. I'm in trouble. So I just, but I just think that females in KSI are fucking exceptional. Excuse my language, but they're exceptional. They're great women. They are. They put up with some crap that, and we put up from it from both sides too. Not only do we put up with it from sometimes the male ego side, but we have to put up with the other side too, the female ego thing, that the ones that don't want to behave, and we got to look and come above that and be above that, and that sometimes is challenging because it's hard.
Well, and with that, Bubbles, I mean, and anybody else in here can answer this too. Do you guys feel, because the numbers, I mean, we're 4,000 members strong, obviously men vastly outnumber women.
Mhm.
Do you feel that you guys have to band together and stick together to stay stronger, and find, other people that you feel you can talk to and relate there, or is that not really a thing?
No, honestly, I think, in my opinion, like I don't hang around. I mean, I know all of the ladies in here. I've been around them, like not so much Jesse and Ash, but I do know them and they know me. I know that I could go to them if I ever needed to. A Slipknot, like I said, that's my little protege right there. Another one besides Pink, and then we got Bandit and we got Reigns and stuff. And I think that I don't. I'm fine without a lot of females. I'm sorry, but I am. I'd rather not be around a lot. I would rather, it's okay with me. It's fine with me. Like, I'm not going to clump together. Like, we have this little thing called Worst Player made a pillow brigade thing. And at one time, and yes, I know all of you have tried to get in there, even, oh my God. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, and he made this pillow brigade thing. And at one time we were all in a little chat, and I was Ask Ragnarok. I was going crazy. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do this. Like, there's too many females. Like, it was just, no, and it was like surprising though that how many females, the type of mindset they have. I mean, when they get to their 7 and they get up there, for me, I got cocky because I had to be tough like the guys. You know what I mean? If I showed any kind of weakness, oh no. And let me tell you, they no, you gotta, you do have to be tough. But for me, I think I know the fact I know they're there. The girls are there. That's nice because when it comes down to it, I mean, other than Rags, I will just talk to them. Like, I will go to one of them and be like, can we burn their house down or something? But other than that, Slipknot standing there. Slipknot has the lighter and Reigns is holding the gas can. So
to me. No way.
Jesse has the fire truck and Ash has got the beer to drink afterwards. So we're set, I mean, we're like a good team. We know when we need to come together. But other than that, I think we just kind of go our own ways and just, I think that's what mostly happens. I've seen. I might be wrong. What do you guys think? You ladies.
You don't get quiet
No,
now.
I agree. No, because I'm aware of all the females in this party. I don't, like Bubble said, I don't exactly excusing the fact that I haven't been on Xbox for a while, but like the people who I do know, like obviously Bandit, like I can chill with her, I can say anything, like there's no filter there. I know all Bubbles and stuff because obviously you chill with Bandit a lot. Yeah, like you're You're like this amazing, strong, confident person, like all the other females in here. So like, if I needed to, I would know where to go. Like if I had a problem or something, I'll be like, yo, okay, I need to go to someone. So it's yeah, it is nice to know that you have those people around here. But I am growing up in DM and having like, especially having I think Bandit as a leader. Yo, that I think that made a massive difference because like obviously she's like a really tough individual. So having that as like someone to look up, I think
Mm-hmm.
was a really big factor
I
in like
I agree.
my growing as a leader. It did change me. Like I wouldn't take shit. Sorry, if something was happening, I wouldn't take it because that's what I've just known. I've seen
Yeah,
Bandit like not take shit, so why would I do that kind of thing? So it makes difference to know there are leaders in KSI in general and like the attitudes that they do have makes an impact.
I agree.
Well, here's another question then, because you're talking about you looked up to Bandit. I mean, you're all in positions where you can set the example. Uh, do you do you want to be that role model for the up and coming leaders, both male and female? But I mean, do you want to set that example? I guess this goes back to the question I asked about, the advice you give to the brand new girl, the brand new woman who just joined yesterday. Do
Oh, I
you
don't
want to be
believe
that
in.
role model for him, or do you,
I,
or
uh, I think so to a point. I think that because I believe personally that I don't ever go like rushing to the new female because no, I always sit back and watch. That's just, but then I mean, look at where I'm at too. That's part of the reason. But I mean, I sit back and watch because um nobody knows somebody. I mean, it takes a while to get comfortable. When people get comfortable, that's when they really show their true colors and they show who they are. I am very hard on females because that's how I was taught. Jess maybe have been my best friend, but Rags can attest to this. And MP, I know you've seen it, whether you guys want to admit it or not. That woman, I had, oh no, it was not, oh, that's Bubbles' best friend. She gets special treatment. Oh, I got special treatment, all right. She didn't have to put on her senior leader hat. She didn't have to put on the suit, the business hat and all that. She could come at me and call me on my phone and say, look, B, you need to knock your crap off. And she would not say those words. I'm just trying to be censored for the live stream thing, but you all know Jess, and that would not be the word she used, but it was like, and then I'd always do the, huh? And she's like, it was like, there was no, 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 no. It was hard on me because she wanted me to not go down the path that others have gone down. And I think that's honestly, I don't believe it's something learned within the community. I think that's something that's just within yourself. If you're going to be right, you're going to be right. If you're not, you're not. Everybody has a choice to be what they are. And I honestly, like, I was shocked. I started crying one day because I felt stupid because I didn't know there was a rule. I thought a rule was a rule that wasn't. And I asked Rags, and he goes, Bubbles. But I literally thought it was wrong. Like, I really thought it was wrong because that's how I was brought up. So I never did it. I was like, it's wrong. So, but then I thought about it. It's like, well, duh, like, okay. But, I think it's just about morals and the women that get up there, because usually you see how it happens. Some women don't know how to handle it or they may not understand. And now I believe in helping them. Like, I believe in if you have a chance to help them, by all means, help them. Try, at least try. If don't bang your head against the wall, but at least try to help them and try to get them to maybe, do the right thing and go the right way. But I don't go rushing to the females because no, yeah, I just like to sit back and watch and just see because it's really a trickery thing. I don't like getting involved in, but yeah, it's just I don't know. You know how it is, Impy, with females. Impy was
Is a
a hot
female.
commodity in GZ.
Well, Impy, with
I was a
what you
hot
were saying,
commodity. Oh.
Yeah, he was in the
with
Mufasa, Ninja Mufasa era. But
Yeah. Oh, good times. Back in my younger days.
yeah,
but
and Ash
Impy,
is
with what
great.
you were saying, with females coming up the leadership, this even goes out to males too. Is when you're coming up into these higher roles, you need to learn how to deal with females and with males because it can be very different. And the reason, I feel I deal well with both is I have a lot of guy friends outside of, KSI that I hang out with. So I know when dealing with a guy issue or any type of issue with a guy, I know how to handle that and how they're going to react and everything because I hang out with them. And then I feel I benefit well with handling female issues because I'm a female. I know how they're going to react because I'd probably react the way they're reacting. And that's something I would give advice to either males or females is practice learning how people are going to react or dealing with issues, how it's going to be different with males and how it's going to be different with females. Because as we know, as females, very dramatic.
Yeah.
It happens.
Well,
you just.
I'm just learning. I ain't gonna lie, Ash. You got one on me. I'm just learning to deal with females because I didn't. Oh no.
Yeah, I've always stayed. No, no offense to anybody. I always used to tell everybody I hate females. Maybe.
Yes.
And that's what I
do
told
too.
everybody.
I think we've all said that. I said they're trifling.
Because I'm sure all of us have had that moment where you just run into that one girl and she literally just drives you nuts.
Oh my!
It's.
I'm gonna mute my mic right now. See,
the exact girl you don't ever want to meet, you end up running into, and I'm sure we've all had to deal with that.
Yep.
I love the saying, hating me won't
dramatic.
make you pretty. I love that saying. Hating me won't make you pretty.
Shoot, I say that to my next door neighbor every day.
Oh my. But you know what? When we had Athena's adrenaline, we got to get that going. That is one thing I do like to get with the ladies with is the little teams, whether it be Halo, COD, whatever. But I think I really believe that's a good little thing because that's how I met Jess and Kiki and some of the older, leaders that were here. And it was fun. That was fun because there's nothing like, and please excuse me if I offend anybody, there's nothing like taking a group of 6 females in and just smashing on 6 guys. It's fun. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but it's fun. And it's the hate mail's awesome.
What you remind me of though?
I love it.
And I totally missed the mark at the time because I was reading through all the shout outs Pliers has been sending me. Ash made a comment to say that just because you're a girl doesn't mean you suck at gaming. They'd be really surprised when they're really good at Black Ops. And it reminded me of how I always have to tell people that Ash doesn't suck at Rocket League because she's a girl. Ash sucks at Rocket League because she's always drunk. So that's why Ash is bad at games.
In her defense, that stupid car does not go the way it should. Or it's
It doesn't. It misses the ball.
It does
somehow.
not.
I don't know how that
It does not. And the ball always flies over my car. I even got Batman car. You'd think it would I don't know, sprout some wings and grow and hit it. No. And I wasn't drunk, impy. It's a sexist-based game.
I mean, half the time I play with Ash, I swear that she should be charged with a DUI. I really think so. But
I just get road rage.
If you guys haven't noticed, we've been going now for about 15 minutes. We've gone over our time, but that's fine because Pliers doesn't have anything planned after this, so we have no time limit. But I really thought this is a true story. Pliers can attest to it, and nobody else can because we killed all the other witnesses. When we first brought up that we were going to bring back the weekly update like this, I think within the first 5 minutes, this was the show we knew we wanted to do. We didn't want to do it off the bat. It's a serious topic. We like to have fun. We like to joke around, and I know that's happened a little bit in this party, but it is a serious topic. And I think that sometimes people are afraid to attack the ugly bits. They want to focus on the good. They don't want to focus on some of the things that require introspection. I think it's funny though because we've gotten such a good panel that I know Ash and Bubble specifically don't have a problem telling you what they think. I'm learning Slipknot as the more she's in here, she'll tell you how it is too.
Oh,
Reigns
she's just quiet about it.
Reigns,
she's very quiet about it.
Reigns has to get riled up. We gotta shake her a little bit.
No, she's coming. She's got a new approach. She's all stealth mode. See, we're
Exactly.
doing things, you know.
Stealth
No,
mode's
you
the
know
way to
what though?
go.
Right. And one thing I can honestly say though is if anybody messes with any of the females, like I mean, like that I know as far as like that have worked their butts off and got where they are. I mean, and I can even say this and I'll say it. I don't, you know me, you know, I didn't care for a person, but I backed her 150% when this dude tried to just totally, I mean, and it did disrespect her. It disrespected her in the worst way. And I made it a point to use every possible rule in the SOP, the code of conduct, and throw it in his face and say, "This is what you did." Because don't come at don't ever. That's one thing I won't deal with. Whether or not I say I can't stand females. No, don't. I'm the first one to jump if somebody came up and started messing with Jesse about, oh, Jesse, you're a B or you're a punk because you're just crap, or oh my God, I would lose it. I would lose it and make it my mission to just constantly just remind him I'm there. I really would, because women, I don't, I and I this is just how I believe, but we have to work harder and we have to endure a lot because that's just the way it is. That's just life. That's the way it is. And I don't complain about it, but I'm not going to let anybody tear any of the other females that have worked harder or just as hard as I have. Because that's one thing I won't do. And I don't, I will not. And if
I
I
really
can't get it
hope.
done, I will get to somebody that can, that can deal with it in the manner. But, because these women are exceptional women, all of them.
And
So,
and I have one last comment, and it's no offense to anyone, but I think sometimes some of the females in KSI can give females a bad name because
mm-hmm.
they treat KSI like it's a dating website, and they go from guy to guy to guy to
Right. It's not
whatever.
chatterbait.
And no, exactly. And I think sometimes like every man looks at a female like they're this like slut that's gonna go from guy to guy to guy, and I think that sometimes breaks down her reputation because they just think, oh, like she's just gonna move on and go to guy to guy to guy. And guys, you gotta realize not every female is gonna be like that. It's gonna happen. Females and it's gonna happen with men and KSI are gonna go from girl to girl to girl, whatever. But don't, not every female is like that. Don't look at us like that.
God.
Definitely
I
think that
couldn't
gives us
agree
a bad
more.
name.
Well, you bring up a good point, and that's something that I wanted to bring up in here as well, since we got extended time. By the way, two things to say real fast. One, we're at 35 viewers, and while I would love to be like at 4,000, this is the most viewers we've gotten for a weekly update since we restarted it about 5, 6 weeks ago. So, everyone who's watching, awesome job. You all brought your person. Next
Thank
week,
you.
if you all bring another person, we'll be at 70. So awesome. That shows the support we have, especially with a topic like this, that people really do care about it. Now, the number two thing I wanted to say is when I talked about the people we have on this panel, you all basically witnessed Bigfoot tonight because Jessie cussed through her mic in an open chat with people. Like if you like message her on Kick, or you like message with her on any place, she's like really, really foul mouthed and really, really mean. But then you talk to her in the party and she's like really sweet and she doesn't cuss. And we got her to
That's
cuss
actually
here
really
tonight.
true. Oh my god, yeah.
We got her to cuss. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I know you.
But
Oh my God.
no,
That's
but
not
this
oh
goes
Lord.
back. The last comment that Ash made goes back to, you know, women like have to hold themselves at a higher level because you guys like. It's almost like you guys self-police where yeah, the women who come in here and they try to use it as a dating website and they make a bad name. You guys don't want to be soiled by that, so you basically put pressure on them and you kind of let them know how you feel and how they're not acting properly. But it's really weird, and we don't have really men in here other than Rags because Pliers can't talk about it. But guys on our side, we don't feel that pressure. We have these
He's
guys.
Captain Saber.
Rags ain't gonna talk about it, but like
Oh, yes, he
guys
will,
don't feel the
Rag.
pressure to we'll see if he does or not, but guys don't feel the pressure to police like that, and that goes back to the higher standards that you guys hold yourselves to because of the position. It's the same thing, like, not to get too political, but you have these Muslim extremists and everyone's like, oh, if you're a Muslim you need to condemn these people, but no one's telling like the white majority to not, that they have to condemn white people who go out and commit crimes, and it's always the minority. And so you guys do a great job of, when we see those special women come into KSI that within the first week that it's not going to end well. You guys are the first ones to notice it, but on the men's side, we'd never deal with that. We have guys who treat KSI like a dating site too, and they aren't held to the same standard, unfortunately.
Well,
So
and that I don't think that's true. I think they are. I think to a point they are held to that standard. Well, for me, I mean, I've learned one thing. One thing in all this is there's always, like, when you have three people, there's always five sides to the story, because it's her side, his side, the other side, our side, and then the guy that was watching side. And it just, I mean, I believe that I had to learn. Well, I didn't have to learn. I had to learn to explain myself how I thought, because with females, when the guys would come and say, I had to hold it. Well, I had my division, and when they come and say, hey, she's saying I did this, this, and this. My first thing, I was like, what did she do? Because just as my experience, most of the guys that I've met on Xbox, now a whole new world opened to me when I went to a different division. I was out of my bubble, my shelter bubble, but that was different. What I learned was that they're not, most of them, I mean, I can say, they didn't have that type of I'm sorry. They were they didn't come up and have that approach because they're a little insecure. Most people have a little bit of a type of social, I'll say social disorder. I mean, we wouldn't be on Xbox this much. Well, as much we all are. We all at one time have been just on it nonstop, like, and just into it and stuff, because we're comfortable, we're happy, it's what we do. Now it doesn't mean it's a dysfunction bad. It just means that this is how we like to socialize, and most people I've learned, the guys that I've had in my division, they weren't as outgoing like that. So I always got to the point where I was like, what did she do? Like, okay, now let's find out what she did. That's how I had to look at it, because, I didn't like the fact that the guys would get framed, because I see how some females can be, and they aren't nice. They're not, so that crap, it really, we have to hold ourselves to a standard, I believe. But in the same token, we just have to, I think for us as women, we like to stand proud and, like, just show that we're not that person. We're not like them, I joke a lot, and I said I was going to the EHO side of things because they have more fun. I'm not, of course, but it's just, it's a whole different thing you have to deal with. And I've seen some people that have turned themselves around. There's a young lady in HD. She was a mess, a hot mess, but she turned it around and she became a very good member. She's still in, and she's great. She's turned her, and so it can be done. That's one thing I just wanted to say before I leave, because I do have to leave. And thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate it very, very much. Just know,
before you
if you mess
leave,
with Ash, Jesse, Rain, Slipknot, Pink, there's some more. There's a few more. But you see, I'm just gonna come mess with you then, because it's fun. I like being a bully, and then I run when the bullies bully me like rags.
Well,
what?
The first thing you said, the first thing you said reminded me of what was it? Was a Batman who's like the hammer of justice is unisex.
I mean, you know what? The things get to me. They get to me. I cry all the time to rags. I do. They get to me. I just don't let it be seen, because that's not gonna help anything. It's just, that's something also guys need to remember. We do have feelings, regardless of we're trying to be tough or better and above and beyond. We do have feelings, and it does get to us, and that's where we kind of let loose and cut loose with the people we're the closest to. But I guess that's just a thing of just learning to be a community, be a family, and be a little more picky about who you bring into the family. That's the best thing, because I'm on a mission now, boy. The ones that don't want to be here, don't go away. We'll just keep the ones that do. That makes sense, Keep the ones that do, and we'll all get along and sing Kumbaya in a circle with marshmallows. Rags.
I didn't do it.
You did do it. You did. Rags is the ringleader, you guys, really. It's him. Truth be told.
Ooh, I'm about to sneeze. I must be allergic to all
Bless
this
you.
kindness.
I'm just sitting over here in my corner being a know-it-all.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Bubbles, you.
Brag. Okay,
Hey,
all right.
well,
I gotta go.
Bubbles, bef-
Yes.
how long can you stay for one more minute? Because
Yeah.
we're going to wrap this up and we're going to move on to shout outs. And so I'm going to do shout outs. Everyone in the panel is going to do shout outs. And so, Bubbles, if you want to do your shout outs real fast before you go, we're going to do shout outs and then close out the show.
Okay.
So, who do you want to give a shout out to? Anybody, any division,
Oh.
anything?
Yes, I do. I would like to give a shout out to MP because they are doing amazing. They're doing great. Awesome. They are just they're great. You know, they're a very happy division. That's something I've had, you know, it was odd to me because I've been in a few different divisions, but they're a happy division. They have their issues, but they're happy, and that's nice. You know, it's nice to be somewhere where people are happy, and that's something I don't mind being around. The one other thing I wanted to give a shout out was to like the board, Rags, and the seniors, and the directors, our new directors also, because those directors are working their butts off. Excuse me, they're working their butts off, and let me tell you, they are doing things within the community that they're amazing, you know, and you know, everybody has their flaws, and that's just everybody. Nobody's perfect, and the seniors, the way they've turned things around, and just the way that KSI is now as a whole, I believe that things have gotten a lot better. It's a lot calmer, and I just think some people need to recognize also the guys that are the Volturi that are sitting over there in the corner. No, I'm playing. I call the seniors that. It's a little joke, but just, you know, I want to shout out to them. They're doing awesome, and thank you for the opportunity from me as an IA. Thanks for the opportunity because they've really backed me and helped me a lot, and that's really appreciated. So that's all.
Okay, well, you're welcome on the panel anytime you want. So
Thanks,
just let me
MP.
know.
All right. Bye, guys.
No problem.
Ladies, attack
Bye.
MP when you guys get a chance. Have no mercy. No mercy. Get
We'll
Rags
happily do
too.
that.
Thank you. I know you guys will make me proud. Slipknot, get the letter. I'll talk to you later.
A Mesa helmet? Oh my God.
I'll have it.
Bye.
Okay,
Well, now that
so
we all know me and Bubbles are burning stuff down. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, well, let me go through some of the shout outs that Empire sent me. It's going to take about 3 years to talk about them all. We got a DM shout outs. KSI Miss OG Savage 7 on doing an awesome job leading and motivating those below her as a founder. So awesome job, Miss OG Savage, and KSI Monkey 7 for really hitting the ground running as a new co-founder. Awesome stuff. We got an MP shout out to KSI Stop Thunder. This officer has been making his rounds with his squad members, doing his absolute best to get to know everyone and make sure they're all having a good time. Every officer should be doing that. Awesome job, KSI Stop Thunder. We got a shout out for DL, KSI X Grim Reaper X, for establishing a successful and disciplined training program in his squad. We got LS. Shout outs this week go to KSI Obsessed and to KSI Dr. Death for showing the amazing potential as future leaders of KSI. Which, by the way, Akami, I think you're asleep. I don't think you're watching. I'm sorry your streak of being in the weekly update came to an end this week. I invited you and you didn't come. For those who don't know, my goal is to not have repeat panel members from week to week, and somehow Akami ended up being on here every week for the first like 6 shows. So he's just part of the weekly update planning team now. So now it's me, Pliers, and Akame. So Akami, if you're out there, we missed you, and don't be a stranger this week. We got a shout out in LW. KSI Muddy Girl 7 for her continued passion to the community in this division, and to KSI McMillan for working on his weakness and continuing to help the squad thrive. And then we got ES shoutouts. Shout out to KSI Papa Shock 7 and KSI Metatron 7 for working hard, bringing in new ideas for the division, helping their generals and their squads. So those are the shoutouts I've gotten for this evening. Panel. Raggy, do you want to give any shout outs?
Just to the 3 new forum staff people we got. Of all of my forum staff, but the 3 new ones would be Reigns, who's in here, KSI Firefist, who is formerly known as KSI Crusader 7, and KSI Panzer. Oh, and congrats to
Awesome.
Pliers on making GM or senior mod,
Which he
whatever we call it over
found
here.
out today randomly. He went on to post and he realized it.
Yeah.
What a butt.
Yeah, shout out to KSI Empires for still being here despite our best efforts. Ash, give some shout outs.
Well, first of all, shout out to any unicorn lovers because I love unicorns. That's gonna be first and foremost. Just a shout out to ES, my entire division, because I know we're losing some members with Fluff right now, but we're going to stay strong and we will grow. We will just work together. Shout out to everyone. Work hard. I love you all. Yeah. That's all I have.
Jesse,
Yo, what's up?
are you even active enough within here to give any shout outs to anybody?
I can give 2 shout outs. I'm not really active, so I don't really know a lot anymore. But I want to give a shout out to Bandit for being Bay, and like I had a good catch up with her. And this is gonna be a surprise, but shout out to Dan because today he's been helping me with my portfolio, and he like gave me
boy.
he gave me so much criticism, bare blunt, bare mean, but he helped me. It was really good, and he ripped apart my portfolio, but it was all good. So thank you.
Oh my lord. Miracles do
Shut up,
happen.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shout out to
I know
Dan.
it.
That's like his first shout out ever. You're the first person to ever say anything nice about him. Oh.
No, man, it's only because he's helped me with my portfolio. Otherwise, yeah. Moving on
Okay,
swiftly.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. Shout out from KSI Empires. Shout out to Cheese. I'm going to assume that seems to be his thing.
Yeah. Reigns. Some shout outs.
Give a shout out to MP for doing a really good job. Like Bubble said, they're a really happy division. They're very positive and they're an amazing group of people, and I'm glad that I know a few of them. So, and I would like to give a shout out to KSI Lux 7. He's a general of Genesis and DR. He's been really working hard to get that squad going, and I wish him the best, and I know he can do a really good job over there, so.
And Slipknot. Always start out with Corey Taylor. It's like a ritual now.
Okay. Shout out to Corey Taylor. He did a great tribute to Prince the other day while he was on tour and he had a show. It was pretty cool. It's gonna be my new thing. And just shout out to WI. I mean, we've been hitting some rough patches, but I mean, we've came through and we're growing fast now and doing amazing.
Awesome. I'm going to start giving a shout out to Dave Grohl every week because Dave Grohl is the best. We can all pick our favorite. And shout out to AJ Styles, who's going to beat Roman Reigns at Payback.
I don't think so.
He definitely won't. No, he won't. But I like him. I want to give a shout out to the 35 or so people who tuned in tonight. We might have had more than that throughout, scattered. But y'all, we finally broke that 30 mark that's been so hard for us to break. We want your guys' input. Look, everyone who's watching this right now and you're listening to me and you want to leave because you don't want to hear me talk anymore, we have spots open on the panel each and every week. I want to fill the panel with y'all sometimes. I see Lux always in here, and I see other people in there, and I just want y'all to sometime get with me, add me, and get on this panel one of these weeks. Introduce yourself to the community on here. Give your thoughts. Allow yourself to have your voice on the panel. Talk to me and get involved with this. We want to bring some new faces and help expose you guys to KSI and let KSI know who you are. But this was an awesome show. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. I thought it was a great topic. Like I said, it was just how are people going to react? Y'all loved it. You participated. It was the best show we've had so far by a long shot, and I'm so happy. I'm going to issue the same challenge I did last week when we have next week's show, April 29th at 7 p.m. Everybody bring a friend. And then that friend you bring, have them bring a friend, and have that friend bring a friend until you run out of friends. If you're like me, that will happen very quickly, but that's still a few people. So bring all your friends next week. We're going to try to get it better. And please, guys, if there's something you want us to talk about, throw it into the forums under the news section where I put the weekly update reviews and stuff. Please give us ideas that you want to hear us talk about. Pliers, Akami, and myself can continue to come up with topics week to week, but we don't want to miss the mark. If there's something that applies to you that you want to have discussed, we will. We do know at some point in the future we are going to have an LGBT show similar to this one. We're going to try to get that one planned. Shows like this, more so than our normal ones, require more planning and more thought, so they take longer to develop. But we're going to continue to mix in fun topics with KSI topics with serious topics. So we're going to continue to do our best to give you guys what you want. So thank you guys so much. As it stands, we have nothing planned after this. At some point tonight, Pliers and myself may be on here again to play Rocket League with maybe Ash or some other people. When we can make sure Pliers' laptop won't explode from the heat. So you can stick around and continue to talk in the chat, or you can just be looking on the forums for when we go live again. If we don't go live again tonight or whatever, we're going to have the Weekend Warfare tomorrow night. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it's a 2v2 on Black Ops 2. So if you have a teammate you want to participate in that, go sign up for that right now. We should have that, I think, streamed tomorrow at some point. Some part of it will be streamed or should be streamed tomorrow night. So Weekend Warfare will be tomorrow. And if we don't see you before then, we'll see you guys all next Friday at 7. Give us your feedback, like I said. Let us know what we're doing, how we're doing. And thank you guys for being amazing and continuing to support this show. You're amazing. So, Pliers, let's take it out. And let's talk about